Well, good afternoon. Welcome to the 2023 Pennsylvania Pipeline Program Philly Region Signing Day. My name is Joe Bartow, and I'm privileged to lead this team to accomplish our mission. And at this time, I'm requesting for everybody to rise as we welcome the official party, the playing the national anthem, and the posting of the colors. Please be seated. On behalf of the United States Navy, Sea Systems Command, and the Program Executive Office for Strategic Submarines, we welcome you again to the 23 Pipeline Program Philadelphia Region Signing Day. We were here a year ago, and on that day, we had 29 employers announce that they had accepted offers, and they recognized those young men and women as they crossed the stage and accepted their offers. I'm very, very pleased to announce that today, our true graduating class are 168 young Americans who have stayed in that job for at least 1 year, and their employers are going to recognize them today, or a representative sample of them, as productive and engaged new employees and as instrumental parts of our team. That is the ultimate metric of this program, is not how many you hire, but how many you keep. That result is the result of the participation of a tremendous team that we've assembled here in the Philadelphia region. That team consists of employers who are driving the hiring demand and are part of the defense industrial base, and they are seated here to my left. On my right are the training providers, the folks that are providing training to Americans as they begin to enter the workplace. And to the front are the facilitators who have been part of this connectivity that allow this team to come together to focus on our core outcome, which are the number of employers with a reliable year-over-year talent pipeline in order to first run a better business And if they run a better business, then they will be able to provide more productivity to the Navy to meet the Navy's demand for its ship construction, ship sustainment industry over the next 30 years. Today, we're also really excited that for cohort number 2, we have 40 employers who are going to announce their accepted offers for this year, which for 280, many of them represented here today. What a tremendous accomplishment by a team who believed. They believed in the mission. They believed in the plan. They understood that we needed to do something different. This is a celebration today, a celebration of a group of people representing, I said before, employers, training providers, and facilitators who refused to accept the status quo, but came together to do something different, which was to improve their talent acquisition and retention systems, and they believed. We also did this, one relationship, one job, one new hire, one better company to be able to provide for that capacity that the Navy so desperately needs to recapitalize the fleet. I'm privileged to bring to the podium our speaker, Rear Admiral Scott Pappano, who leads the Program Executive Office for Strategic Submarines and also has responsibility to improve the capacity of the Defense Industrial Base. One of the powers of this program is the Navy being intimately involved in this adventure, and it's one that's rare, where the Navy is investing in a part of our economy that generally has been the sole responsibility of the employers. And it wouldn't have happened today without the initiative, the innovative spirit, and a tremendous American, Admiral Scott Pappano. Scott.
Thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. Representative Scanlon, Superintendent Watlington, industrial base partners, educators, facilitators, but most importantly, future members of the submarine industrial base and your families and friends, welcome here tonight to the second annual Philadelphia Pipeline Project signing day. I can't tell you how happy I am to be here and see another culmination of another year of great work. And just being in this area means a lot to me, both personally and professionally. So personally, I grew up not too far from here, about an hour north in Bethlehem, PA, which at one time was a cornerstone of our defense industrial base, and there's still a lot of industry up there today. Makes me a lifelong Eagles fan, and everybody in this room knows that we are one bad call away from our second Lombardi trophy, but I'll just drop it at that, right? But at least we saw Howie Roseman do his magic again on draft day, so I'm looking forward to another great year for the Eagles here coming up. But also, not only personally, but professionally for me, as a professional naval officer, being back here in Philly always brings important emotions to me. This is the birthplace of the Navy, right? This is where the Second Continental Congress first authorized the Navy, where we took the merchant ship, the Black Prince, and converted it to USS Alfred, the first commissioned ship in the United States Navy, which served us in the Revolutionary War by raiding the Caribbean, taking Fort Montague, conducting our first amphibious raid with U.S. Marines, also born here at Tun Tavern in Philadelphia, right? So great history there. This is also where the first modern Navy for the United States was born when we, in response to the Barbary pirates, Congress authorized the building of our first 6 frigates. Those were designed by Joshua Humphreys, the naval constructor for Philadelphia. And the very first one of those ships that was turned out was a 44-gun frigate, United States, was built here in Philadelphia. That was the first launched in 1797. Had a distinguished 50-year career highlighted by the fighting and capturing of the USS Macedonia, the HMS Macedonia, right, for the British Royal Navy. That really stood notice that the United States could compete on the world stage with the Royal Navy at that time in the War of 1812. So this Philadelphia has always been a maritime center of gravity. right, from the very birth of the nation. And even though the Philadelphia Navy Yard doesn't have the ships coming in and out that it always had, the Philadelphia region and frankly Pennsylvania in general remains a maritime center of gravity for us. Right, as I talk about, my job, first part of my career, I drove submarines all around the world. In the second half of my career, now I'm responsible for building submarines. We build those submarines at 2 yards, basically up at the Electric Boat in New England, in Newport News Shipbuilding, down in Hampton Roads area in Virginia. But we can't build those ships without about 14,000 suppliers throughout our defense industrial base that feed all the parts that we need to build those ships. Right? And if you look around Philadelphia, this Philadelphia region and Pennsylvania in general, this is the highest concentration in the nation of critical suppliers that feed those shipbuilding industries, from heavy plate steel to heavy forgings, castings, pumps, valves, air conditioning units, missile tubes. All those are within a stone's throw of Philadelphia, essentially. Right, so this is a very important region to me in the shipbuilding nation to go do that, to be able to deliver those submarines that we need. And we need those submarines right now. This is a strategic national imperative about what we're doing here. Right, we've seen an atrophy since the end of the Cold War of our defense industrial base as we are cashing in a peace dividend that saw us drop from about 1/3 of our GDP and jobs in the manufacturing sector to in the 11 to 12% range right now. Well, at the same time, since the end of the Cold War, we saw the rise of two great power competitors, one in Eurasia, Russia, and one in the Far East in China, right, which are now pacing threats to the United States. And frankly, most Americans, I would contend, don't perceive an existential threat from those nations, but that doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So the bottom line is, the United States Navy, right, our job is to make sure that we can keep pace with those nations, make sure that we fight an away game if it comes to that, right, and defend our national interests and our way of life. And the bottom line in doing that is our submarine force today, right? That's anchored by our strategic submarine forces, which carry 70% of our strategic nuclear inventory, our SSBNs. Right, those ships are at sea all the time, guaranteeing a second strike capability so that no bad actor can wake up on any given day and say, I'm going to take out the U.S. nuclear capability, because those ships are at sea, undetected and survivable, and they form the backbone of our national defense, currently manned by the Ohio class at sea today and the Columbia class submarines that we're building right now. But it's not just the ballistic missile submarines, it's also our fast attack submarines. If I look at China as our pacing threat in the world right now, and in a maritime engagement, a maritime warfare scenario that would likely occur with that nation if it comes to blows, the Chinese nation has very much built an area denial capability, inside the first island chain. And it's the job of our fast attack submarines to penetrate that area denial system. They can't win the war by themselves, but our fast attack submarines can certainly lose the war. Right? If they cannot break through, if they cannot take down those air denial systems, if they can't do that, then I can't bring the rest of the Navy and the rest of the joint force to bear in that engagement. So it is our submarines which are a critical factor in our national defense right now, which is why you're seeing right now a 5-fold increase in our submarine construction rates right now from just about 10 years ago. Right? So unprecedented rise in submarine shipbuilding. And that's, right now, we have to build the capacity to go do that. The most critical aspect of building that capacity are the people in this room, right? I can't do that. I talk about building machines and, building capability to go do that and footprint, but machines don't build submarines. People build submarines and all the things that go into them. And our workforce is the key to our future. So all the people in this room that are future members of the submarine industrial base, thank you. Right, for making the career decisions that you're making today for yourself as a family-sustaining career, a good job where you could have a family, make good money, and have a career out of that, right? But also for the nation, right? You are critical to the national defense. You are no less important to our national defense than the soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines that will have to fight the battles, because they can't do it without what you will provide in the future here. So again, thank you. I look forward to everybody walking across the stage today to welcome, you to the Defense Industrial Base and the Submarine Industrial Base. And just so you some naval history here, really military history. All of you are going to get one of these, actually two of these challenge coins from our shipbuilders, right? They're representing from Electric Boat Shipbuilding and Newport News Shipbuilding to welcome you into the Submarine Industrial Base, and hopefully look forward to continued, excellence as you go forward here. I wish you all the best of luck, and thank you again for those decisions you're making.
Thank you, Admiral Pappano. I'm really happy to introduce next my co-master of ceremonies, and that's Sylvie Gallier Howard, who has been a part of our group from the very beginning. We cannot do this work without local partner engagement coordinators who help us customize the work to the local area. So we always like to thank Rose Industries and for him providing Sylvie to the team. So I'd like to introduce Sylvie, and she'll introduce our next presenter, Congresswoman Scanlon.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, everyone. Signing Day. I love Signing Day. It's a celebration of partnership, but more importantly, as Admiral Pappano said, it's a celebration of quality jobs. So first, I have the honor of introducing our Congresswoman, Mary Gay Scanlon of Pennsylvania's 5th Congressional District. She is no stranger to this program. In fact, I think every time we call you, you show up. So thank you so much for being a steadfast supporter. Congresswoman?
Thank you. It's such a pleasure to be back with this amazing crew of patriots and manufacturers and folks from the Philadelphia area. Things can be pretty dicey in Washington, D.C. sometimes, but this is a project that melds national security and really great jobs for people in our region. And so I'm just so proud to have been able to support it. I want to thank Admiral Pappano and Matt Sermon from the Navy, Superintendent Tony Wadlington of the School District of Philadelphia, and Joe Bardo from TMG for spearheading the Philadelphia Pipeline Project. It's been a real pleasure to watch this develop. As they said, they've invited me to attend events, so I think one of my favorites may be the welding competition that we have down at the shipyard, but just to see young people developing their talents, having a good time doing it, seeing the product of what they're doing right there in the flesh with the ships and the submarines and such that they're going to be working on, and then seeing them walk into good paying jobs. So we're really, really excited about what this has meant for jobs in our community, for being able to support the maritime industry because it is so important to our region, but also to the country. And I understand that it's been so successful that it will be expanding to Boston, but as usual, we like doing things in Philadelphia first and beating Boston. So we're gonna keep working on that the next week or so. It has been amazing to see the program's growth and to hear that we now have hundreds of students who've graduated into the program with dozens of employers. Over the next couple decades, the Navy is planning to spend more than $300 billion in investments for new submarines, aircraft carriers, and ships, and we want to make sure that our region is ready to take part in the economic opportunities that those projects present for our local employers and workers. So, very, very excited to congratulate all of today's signers and your families for your hard work and determination. It's not easy, but you've done a great job so far. I know it took a lot to get where you are today, and I wish you all the luck as you start your new careers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Congresswoman. So next, I'm thrilled to introduce the Superintendent of the Philadelphia Public Schools, Dr. Tony Wadlington, who joined us at the kickoff of this cohort back in September. I think you were a couple months into your new job. Can't call it new so much anymore. And we're thrilled to welcome you back to now see the fruit of all this labor. So, Dr. Wadlington.
Good evening. Thank you, Sylvie. It was a pleasure to join in September, and I'm excited, even more excited to be here today. I'm excited to be here and to join in this wonderful celebration. of the second annual Pennsylvania Talent Pipeline Project signing ceremony. You know, supporting graduating students here in Philadelphia is more important than ever. Our students need access to coaching, mentoring, and learning opportunities so that they can graduate college and career ready. That is super important. It's important for our students as it ties directly to the district's vision to prepare students to realize any future they imagine. Increasing opportunities for students here in Philadelphia by connecting K-12 education, post-secondary education, and workforce programs is absolutely critical to helping students build the critical skills needed to achieve success beyond high school. And that's exactly what career and technical education programs strive to do in the school district by providing access to industry certifications, career awareness, and training and leadership opportunities. So I'm excited. I'm excited to hear that the School District of Philadelphia is helping to prepare students with the skills needed for careers in maritime and defense ecosystems. By preparing our students with these skills, we are able to support the Office of the Secretary of Defense and the U.S. Navy should students choose career pathways beyond high schools in those areas. And we've not only continued our participation from last year, I'm pleased to report, and you know this already, that we've expanded the program to additional students and schools. To the students that are here tonight, I want to say a very special congratulations. We are extremely proud of your decision to pursue a skilled trade, and we're eager for you to reap the benefits of your K-12 education. Your career and technical education has successfully led you to a rewarding career path, one with competitive wages, benefits, and pension. Equally important, you will be a central part of making the United States continue to remain as the world's largest superpower, strongest superpower, and the world's largest economy. So while we are here celebrating you as you choose to enter the workforce tonight, this program reaches beyond students who are immediately entering the workforce. It also helps to inspire more students to continue advancing their academics and hands-on learning by attending a post-secondary program at many of our academic partners that are here tonight. These students are actively exploring this career choice thanks to exposure from industry professionals and these very supportive companies. So huge thank you to the Office of the Secretary of Defense, to the Admiral, the U.S. Navy, and the City of Philadelphia, and academic and workforce partners who are choosing to increase opportunities for students right here in the City of Philadelphia. I'd also like to thank our CTE, our Career and Technical Education Director, Ms. Michelle Armstrong and her team for the work they do to support our students. Ms. Armstrong, I'm going to ask you to stand and take a bow, please. Let's give her a round of applause. I've been on a tour across the school district this year to high schools across the district with Ms. Armstrong and our community college president, Dr. Guy Generals, and we're excited to support this great work. And of course, I want to say a very special thank you to our teachers and CTE workforce who work to support our students and to prepare them with the skills and the knowledge that they need to have life-changing opportunities and outcomes in the future, and to support this great American republic. So congratulations to all of our students tonight who are part of this achievement, and I wish you nothing but huge success in this exciting and robust career opportunities that you're embarking upon. Good evening and congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Watlington. Now we'd like to introduce and recognize the training providers. The training providers in are a tremendous part of this network, this infrastructure, this connection, because they identify the pipelines of physically where talent exists. We couldn't do this without them, because it is the source of the candidates in many cases that are going into these employers. So critical to this, I'd like Sylvie now to announce the names, and we'll recognize them by allowing them to remain standing until we have named them all.
Yes, please refrain from applauding until we've named all of the training providers, and we will only be naming the training providers that are here tonight. So we'll start with Delaware County Community College, Bucks County Community College, the Accelerated Training for Defense Manufacturing, ATDM, the Community College of Philadelphia, Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology, Williamson College of the Trades, Father Judge High School, Randolph High School, Ben Franklin High School, Jules Massbaum High School, Thomas Edison High School, Swenson Arts and Technology High School, Cumberland Perry Area Career and Tech, York County School of Technology, Lehigh Career and Technical Institute, Northampton Community College, Welder Training and Testing Institute, Bethlehem Area Vocational Technical School, Career Institute of Technology, Camden County College, Chester County Technical College High School, Dauphin County Technical School, Lebanon County Career and Technical Center, Middlesex County Vocational Technical Schools, Rowan College at Burlington County, Science Leadership Academy at Bieber and Science Leadership Academy High School, Kensington High School, Muriel Dobbins High School, New Oxford High School, County College of Morris, Essex County Donald M. Payne Senior School of Technology, Mercy Career and Technical High School, Middlesex College, Westside High School, Universal Auden Reed Charter High School, Philadelphia Technician Training Institute, Burlington County Institute of Technology, Delaware County Tech, and Cape May County Technical School.
Please join us to congratulate them. The next group we'd like to recognize is a huge part of our team are the facilitators. The facilitator role is to serve as advocates for the program in the local area. Certainly the groups include the associations, the shipbuilders and the prime contractors, and then the local, state, and government and federal organizations who have a contribution to the overall program.
All right, so again, we'll refrain from applause until all the names have been listed. The National Defense Industrial Association, the Submarine Industrial Base Council, Philadelphia Works, Philly Youth Network, Aircraft Carrier Industrial Base Council, Jewish Employment and Vocational Service Human Services, General Dynamics Electric Boat, Philadelphia Gear Timken, the Manufacturers Association, York County Alliance for Learning, Manufacturers Resource Center, Philadelphia Industrial Development Corporation, or PIDC, Curtis Wright, New Jersey Pathways, Delaware Valley Industrial Resource Center, New Jersey Manufacturing Extension Program, New Jersey Workforce Development, Montgomery County Workforce Development, Marine Machinery Association, Philly Shipyard Commissioner, Project MFG, Montgomery County Intermediate Unit, and Newport News Shipbuilding.
Thanks, Sylvie. And now it's one of my favorite parts of the program, where I get to introduce the magic triangle. So many of these students, the most influential person in their lives is their instructor. The instructor knows the most about them. The instructor, in many cases, has been their instructor for 2, 3, or 4 years in these programs and knows the most about the candidates and what their strengths and weaknesses are and where they would best fit. The other part of that is the actual students who are seeking job opportunities as they complete their instruction. And then the third are the employers. So So the magic happens when an employer and instructor talk about their demand, and the instructor is starting to match to that demand based upon their knowledge of the candidates. And so today we're going to hear from all four of those groups, or three of those groups. And I can't say how much I appreciate our first speaker from Benjamin Franklin High School, who the first time I met him, I understood that the passion for students is not part of his job description. And those instructors who are passionate about this are the example for what's right about American education. So I'm not going to pump you up anymore, Ron, but I will say that we'd like to welcome to the podium Ron Sizer, the senior instructor at Ben Franklin High School.
Good evening. My name is Ron Sizer. I am the CNC machine instructor at Benjamin Franklin High School. We have our welding instructor, Mr. Graham, present, as well as our Naval JROTC, led by Colonel Jacks. They are here with the color guard and a host of ushers, right? And I just want to say, our Naval JROTC is not only volunteering today, but they're in the community, giving away food, helping people out, doing so many different service projects. I'd like to let the Navy know you have the best cadets at Benjamin Franklin High School, no doubt about it. Congratulations to all the young men and women walking this stage today. We're here to celebrate you, and no matter which employer you have chosen, I'm sure you made the right choice. Now, this is year 2 for us at Ben Franklin. Year 1 was a lot different. Year 1, we had to get our students to buy into the idea. They couldn't see the career opportunity at the end of the tunnel. We had to sell it to them. But this year, our students knew what was at the end of the tunnel. They showed up with their foot on the gas pedal, wanting to learn everything they could so they could walk this stage and work with their older classmates from the previous year. They are really excited about their opportunity, and I need to let the employers know they're going to show up ready to go, so have some work ready for these guys, because they run it. They want it bad. Another thing year 2 showed us is the ripple effect. See, our students are watching everything. So when the employers tour our manufacturing center and do the presentations, our younger students are watching. When our students got dressed today and were being congratulated on the career opportunity, our younger students were watching. When the students that graduated last year came back to our school to speak, and they didn't just come back, they drove back to our school to speak, our students were watching, and it confirmed everything. It let them know that a career opportunity is a real choice after graduation. So the ripple effect. Every 10th grade class in Ben Franklin CTE is full, jam-packed, every seat front to back. My 11th grade class alone has 7 machinists committed to walking this stage next year. And I have a few of them with me here today. Stand up for me real quick, guys. Excellent. So they are here just to go back and spread the word and keep the excitement going for us. And that's what the Pipeline, partnered with the School District Office of CTE, has done for our students at Ben Franklin. It's brought the excitement back to the classroom. Now, over the last 8 months, I've been speaking with some of the employers you see on stage. We've been talking about training new employees, new curriculums, apprenticeship programs, and I can tell you what these employers are putting in place shows the longevity of this pipeline. It shows that we as instructors will be able to continue funneling machinists and welders into high-paying careers straight from the classroom. And I'm telling you guys, there's nothing more rewarding than that. Also, I want to speak to the instructors, the high school and post-secondary instructors. Please introduce yourselves and network. We had a few students that were not mature enough to walk this stage today, and there's nothing wrong with that. But because of the door that Pipeline opened for us, we were able to send them to Thaddeus, send them to CCP, send them to Williamson, where they could take 2 years to mature and then walk this stage as a graduate of their program. So we want to thank the Pipeline for those introductions, and we also want to tell the instructors, please introduce yourselves. So I just want to leave you with the old school Philly phrase, spread the word. Spread the word in your rec centers, your churches, your friends, their families. We just need more young people to know about these local trade schools and that they're putting people in position for high-paying careers for the nation's defense. And like I said, there is nothing more rewarding than that. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. Always a pleasure to have you. So the next is a young man who crossed this podium or this stage a year ago. And he was selected by Holtec to become an employee, a teammate for that company. So there's a couple people I recognize before I ask Fritz Rogie, who is the president of Holtec Government Services, because we think it's totally appropriate for his employer to introduce that young person who is now a productive, engaged teammate. But again, the magic. So I would like to recognize his welding instructor from Father Judge High School, Mr. Joe Williams. Would you please stand? Thanks, Joe. Now, at one point, I would have asked Joe to come and introduce James, but Joe would spend 35 minutes talking about James because he's that passionate about it. I also want to recognize Father Judge High School. Because of people like Ron Sizer and Joe Williams, every one of their graduates go directly into the job. So I'd like to give Father Judge High School as the best practice model a round of applause. And now I'd like to introduce Fritz Rogie, the president of Holtec Government Services, to introduce James Conlon as his completer welder of first year on the job. Fritz.
Okay, well, thanks for that, Joe. I promise not to take 35 minutes. In fact, I'll adhere to the three B's of public speaking. I will be brief, I will be sincere, and I will be seated. I obviously have the pleasure of introducing a Holtec associate approaching his first anniversary, James Conlon. You can see in the program, he's a 2022 graduate of Father Judge High School. He is a welder. And as you heard from Joe Bartow, Joe Williams and the program did a great job of preparing him to be a successful welder. So I'm going to talk technical welding here for a moment, but James completed his 2G and his 3G certifications on his first try immediately upon joining Holtec. Since then, he's continued on and gotten his 4G Flux Core, which, again, even if you're not a welder, you should appreciate that that's pretty significant. Every one of those certifications certainly is a result of pride and dedication and initiative, and the result of that is not only skills, it's more money, more opportunity, all of which leads to the kind of career development that you've heard everybody talk about. Certainly, I also want to give the shout out to Mr. Williams and the great program that he runs at Father Judge. I also want to give a shout out to James' family that I know is here in the audience today, because not only has he done great technically, but he's just a great shipmate. And in the Navy, there's no greater praise than being a great shipmate. His co-workers and supervisor think he's doing a great job, and obviously all of that comes around because not only because of the village that raised him and the school that produced him, but he's just a talented young guy with talent, initiative, and dedication. And so Holtec's very proud of all of our one-year anniversary graduates. We're very proud of the hirees that we're going to welcome across the stage here later. But right now, it's my pleasure to introduce and invite to the podium to share his perspective, Mr. James Conlon.
Hello, everybody. My name's James Conlon, and I am a Father Judge class of 2022 and a welder at Holtec International. I had the privilege to be the first graduating class of the welding program at Father Judge. Time really does fly. It feels like yesterday I was just sitting in those seats, anxious about what was next. I would not change one thing. If I can give any advice to the students sitting over there, take this time and enjoy your next steps. And congratulations. I would like to thank my parents for pushing me to pursue the welding program, even though I had no interest in signing up. I met my welding teacher prior to the start of sophomore year, and everything changed. During the next few months, Mr. Will showed me how my future could be with some hard work and dedication. He taught me everything about how to strike an arc to valuable life lessons and skills. Sorry, I just lost my track. That's not a part of the speech, too. During the next few months, he showed me how my future could be with some hard work and dedication. He taught me everything about how to strike an arc and valuable life lessons and skills. Mr. Williams is not like any regular teacher. He is honestly the best. I graduated a year ago, and to this day, he still continues to support my career. I would like to share a little about myself. I have worked since I was 13 years old, odd jobs from construction to a neighborhood pizzeria. The summer before my senior year, I had the opportunity to have a summer co-op, apprenticeship position with PTR Baler and Compactor. Having this head start before I graduated was a stepping stone I needed. During this time at PTR, I learned how dangerous this career could really be. And from that, I learned how to keep myself safe moving forward. It was the second day on the job. I was setting pipes together in a table vise, and my pipe wrench ended up slipping off. I fell back and caught myself in a rack of metal. Ended up slicing my arm open. I needed stitches, but that wasn't the first time I've had stitches. And now from all that, I have a tattoo including the scar. So I was hired into Holtec after passing my 2 and 3G flux core certification tests. That's horizontal and vertical for you non-welders out there. And then after procrastinating a little bit, I finally went and passed my 4G test in the weld school that Holtec provides after hours. I started welding carbon steel flux core within the first few months. From there, I was moved to a different bay and started to work with stainless steel. The transition from carbon to stainless wasn't easy because it was my first time welding with stainless steel. But it didn't take long to get the hang of it. Now I use automated pole welding machines for a regular day of work. I am happy to be celebrating my first year with Holtec. Since the start of my employment, I've had a few different mentors. Each have taught me so much, including ways to work smarter and not harder, and to improve the quality of work that we do. While going through the program, I never thought I'd be working at a company like Holtec. I'm 19 years old, freshly out of high school, and to work at a career I enjoy. My experience has been one of a kind and has opened my eyes to what I do every day. In closing, I would like to thank Holtec for this opportunity to come back and speak about my journey. Again, I would like to thank my parents for everything they have done for me, and a special thank you to Mr. Williams and Father Judge High School. Speaking here today is truly something I'll never forget. Thank you everyone for coming today.
One of the coolest things that I get to do is get to wander around America and watch Americans build things. And whenever I hear this argument that young people today just aren't any good, they don't know James Conlon. They don't know the people that you see out there that come to work every day and all they're asking for is a chance, a little leadership, and they get things done. It's amazing. Thanks, James. Tremendous. This program is for and about employers. Because quite frankly, in America or anywhere, nobody finds a job. An employer has to offer a job. Starts with the offer. And every year we pick a company in the program and we work with them specifically to create a best practice model. Last year we picked Kingsbury to be our best practice model. And I'd like to introduce now not only a great business leader, a great manufacturer, but over the last 18 months or so, a friend, the president and CEO of Kingsbury Incorporated here in Philadelphia, Mike Brawley, to tell us what the program has done for his company. So, Mike. There you go.
Thank you, Joe. Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you for this entire incredible team that's assembled here. This is an amazing program. It's been fantastic for us, and I think it's fantastic for the city, for the region, for the Navy, obviously, and frankly for the nation. So that said, this tonight is really about the young men and women in the audience here tonight that have agreed to join our teams and be part of that mission. So I want to thank you and thank especially your family for being here. This is a long event, and really appreciate all of you being here and spending some time with us. That says a lot. So Kingsbury, we're representative of a lot of the other companies that are up here and are part of this program. We're, as Joe said, we've been fortunate enough to be asked to be part of this as a best practice model. It was the small to medium-sized version of the best practice model. We're about 300 employees, 3 plants in the U.S., 1 small plant in Germany, main headquarters here in Philadelphia. It's also our large manufacturing plant. About 110 people in Philadelphia, 45 to 50 in the manufacturing and manufacturing support. So we build bearings. We build specialty bearings that are used in energy defense, oil and gas, and the U.S. Navy is one of our biggest customers. We've been in business since 1912, started in the hydroelectric industry. In 1916, the second major product that we got into was propulsion bearings for the U.S. Navy. So we're very, very proud to be involved with the Navy for over 100 years. We do bearings for both the surface and the submarine fleet. So it's one of the proudest products that we get to be a part of. We had a problem, though. We're pretty good at building and designing and predicting performance of what's called fluid film thrust and journal bearings. We're not pretty good at recruiting and retention. Actually, we're not bad at retention. We're a pretty good company to work for. We work for great people, and people do tend to come and stay a long time at Kingsbury. But that created a bit of a problem, especially here in Philadelphia. A few years back, we realized that probably 45% of our skilled labor workforce would be retiring in the next 3 to 5 years. And that's kind of a daunting fact, and it's, again, shared by a lot of the other employers that are in this program. So what do you do about it? It's different than it was 30, 40 years ago. Admiral Pappano mentioned the industrial workforce, the GDP. It's a third of what it was back in the 1980s when some of us started. So it's totally different now. You can't just put an ad out in the paper or out on the internet and have people come stalk your lobby and want to join you. You got to do things differently. And so when in the spring of 2021, I got a call from Whitney Jones and asked if they'd be willing to meet with Matt Sermon and Joe Bartow and talk about this program. And it's like that commercial that's out now. It's the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Hell yes. I mean, we need something like this. We need kind of anything. So they came in, we did give them a shop tour. We talked about our challenges. They talked about their ideas for this program. And we were absolutely thrilled and just so happy to be asked to be a part of this. It's exactly what we needed. What it does, it just makes you think differently about the way you advertise and go seek new employees. we certainly realized that although we'd love to find skilled machinists out there and have them come on board, most of the really good machinists and welders and manufacturing support people, they're working for people. People don't want to give them up. So we knew we were going to have to bring on more entry-level people and train them up. And that's what this program helps you do. It's really about hiring for fit and then training for the skill. And that's what this incredible team has helped us to get a lot smarter and a lot better at. A lot of great tools come along with the program and the experience that people from Joe Bartow's company, TMG, and his team bring to us. And it's not available only to best practice companies. It's available to every company that agrees to be a part of this. I'm so excited that this is being expanded to other parts of Pennsylvania, even to Jersey. And up to New England and down in the Virginia area. I'm incredibly thankful to the Navy, Admiral Papano, Commander Sturgill, as I said, Matt Sermon, Whitney Jones, and the entire TMG team, and again, I said the TMG team. But so that's great. We've been a part of this. We're very happy that we've been in this for 2 years now. Jennifer Colick is here tonight. So she was up on the stage last year, and she's our one in attendance tonight that's been with us for a full year. She was a high school junior last year, Bucks County Technical High School, and was able to join us, work for us part-time, work for us full-time through the summer, has come back and continued to work for us part-time, and when she graduates a few weeks from now, June 13th, is it? She'll be joining us the following Monday, and she's excited about that. So that's such a great thing for us. Our first female machinist in the Philadelphia plant, at least. So we're very, very happy about that. That's part of this too. We all have to think about expanding our horizons from what we're normally used to hiring. We have to expand this and include as many females. We've got to expand this, include as many people of every race and creed, not just the people that we knew or we grew up with. So it's really critical. These are all lessons we've learned as part of being a part of this program. But most importantly, this is about all of you. So thrilled to have you joining each of our companies. These are jobs that are great jobs. These are family-sustaining jobs. These are jobs you can be proud of. You're making products for the U.S. Navy, for other defense, and for the U.S. industrial base. This is something that's critical for us to rebuild. We have to do it. I encourage you to talk to your little brothers and sisters, your cousins, your friends. Encourage them to get involved in the things that you got involved in, the programs. Get them exposed. For us, just the list of CTE programs that was read off at the beginning of this, it sounds like it's doubled or tripled from when we first got involved, and that's very, very encouraging. That means that there's more people involved, more people aware. For us, we knew some of those programs, but we weren't able to click and work together well. So now we work together from both sides. Here are the type of people that we need at Kingsbury, at Holtec, at these other companies. Here are the programs that provide the young men and women who can fill those spots. So it's critical for us. The last thing I want to leave you with is those of you starting, whether you started last year or you're starting this year, the other thing about not having a large skilled labor base, is that we're running out of the leadership of the skilled labor side of the house. You are those next leaders, okay? Learn your trade, teach others. In the next couple of years, you're going to become the mentors instead of the mentees. And in the next 5, 10, 15 years, you're going to be running plants and departments and companies. And I hope that you're not in the same situation that we all find ourselves in now. And I don't think you will be, because I think you understand the value of keeping this pipeline going. Thank you very much.
And now for the main event. So here's the program. We're going to be celebrating two groups of people. The first group that Sylvie will call off the names are the ones that have completed their first year anniversary on the job. And then they will follow with the new candidates that have accepted their job offers or who have started already in the companies. So at this point, Admiral Papano and Mr. Sermon, would you join me? So the basic program is that Sylvie's going to introduce the company. The company will be represented, will come to this podium. She'll read the names. They'll come forward. She can get some congratulations. They'll receive the challenge coins. Also, the ones that have passed their first year anniversary will receive a pen for their PPE, saying that they're a first year anniversary student, and a sticker for their hard hat when they begin their work. So, are you ready?
All right, are we ready?
All right, let's make it happen.
All right. So, our first employer that I'd like to call up is Philly Shipyard, Inc., represented by Vice President of Human Resources, Mike Giantommaso, Mike G., and he will be joined by training providers Thaddeus Stevens, Ben Franklin, Father Judge, Mastbaum, and Edison in a little bit.
Thank you, Sylvie. Good evening, everyone. For those who don't know Philly Shipyard, we build ships down at the old Navy Yard. Our current ship we're building is the NSMV. That is the National Security Multi-Mission Vessel. This ship will begin delivering cadets and training them to 15 different areas. Working at our shipyard, you get to see the ship from the beginning to the end. Starting at steel coming in, bending it, fitting it, welding it. 24 months later, you have a ship leaving the dock. On behalf of Philly Shipyard, I want to thank the U.S. Navy, Admiral Papano, Matt Sherman, Whitney Jones, Joe Bardo, and the TMG team for making this vision over 2 years ago a reality. When Philly Shipyard started, we only had 600 employees. Today, we have 1,500. But believe it or not, that was the easy part. The hard part is to keep them. Using the tools that TMG provided to us, we were able to increase our retention rate over 80% from year 1 to year 2. I've been in recruiting for Philly Shipyard for over 25 years, and I can tell you the talent pipeline of today has never been better. For that, I also want to thank the city, the School District of Philadelphia, and all the CTE programs. You all have given exactly what everyone at the stage here needs, and that is talent. Parents, congratulations, your child has a job. They don't just have a job, they have a career, and they will be debt-free. Students, in your profession, I want you to remember one thing, that is to be safe. Congratulations, you have chosen a path not only to help yourself in life, but to help our country stay strong. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. For the training providers who I named, if you could come up for the photo while I name all the hires. So I'm going to be naming the hires who are here today. If those of you who were here last year, I named everyone. This year it'll just be the people who are present in the room. And my colleague's been sending me texts of folks who are here or not, but if I do not call you, come on up. All right, so we will start with those who are celebrating their first year of employment. Joshua Marquez, Eric Parker. All right, and now I will announce the new hires. Tahir Abdur Rahim. Reagan Andre. Henry Bader. Sean Blaisdell. Samphone Boufafan. I'm sorry, I probably botched that. Melissa Cascio. Theodore Deary Jr. Stephen Del Giorno. Henry Francois. Jerkai Madison Mitchell. William Moffett, Emma Osah-Nessie, Christopher Phillips, Stephen Richmond, Rogelio Romo, Eric Tingle Jr. Congratulations. This is our biggest group. Please pose for the photo. Good thing we have a great photographer here. All right, congratulations. All right, next I'd like to call to the podium Rhodes Industries, represented by Steve Catherman, CWI Director of Fabrication. And if our training providers can come up to the stage, that's Ben Franklin, Randolph, Mastbaum, WTTI, Delaware County Intermediate Unit, and PTTI. Steve?
Thank you, Sylvie. Rhodes Industries has been in business for over 120 years and is family-owned, a diversified company, leader in industrial fabrication, installation, maintenance services, and facilities to support Department of Defense, commercial, and maritime customers headquartered at the Philadelphia Navy Yard. Admiral Pappano, Mr. Servin, we would like to sincerely thank you and the U.S. Navy for investing in this region and supporting our growth. What a year it's been since we last met about this time, and pleased to say our commitment to this program, we've retained all of our apprentices we signed last year and have exceeded our expectations. All have completed their apprenticeship program at Rhodes, also their welder workmanship training for Department of Defense work. Ajane Blackwell, Azir Capers, John Cassell, Zaki Thompson also completed their Rhodes gas metal arc welding training, known as Hell's Kitchen, trained with General Dynamics Electric Boat, and achieved all MIL qualifications and are now working on Department of Defense hardware for General Dynamics Electric Boat submarine programs. Since last year, we expanded our training programs to meet the need, expanding our training center at Building 57, and we expanded our training team to include Pat, Doc, and D3. We met and spoke with numerous welding training institutions in the region. A lot of them have been mentioned tonight. And to tell you the truth, I think me and Trish, we called it the Rhodes Tour, actually, which totaled over 15 institutions in the region. Also, if we didn't make it out, we made sure we communicated to shore up these relationships. We have hired over 70 welders since we last met from the welding industry and secondary welding training programs. We put them through extensive evaluation with the philosophy of giving them training needed to meet the need. All have been through Rhodes gas metal arc welding training, their welder workmanship training, known as Hell's Kitchen, have trained with General Dynamics Electric Boat, and also achieved their MLL qualifications and are now working on Department of Defense hardware for General Dynamics Electric Boat submarine programs with a 100% pass rate. Along the way, we've hired designers, project managers from our Drexel Co-op program, and other professionals from industry to include CWIs and admin. The support from our company cannot go unmentioned from our owners, Dan and Mike Rhodes, and my colleagues, Trish, Conti, and Joe Welsh, as well, and the teams at Toes Industries who have given myself and the training team what is needed that equaled total success since this last year. As you can see, we're on a roll. We're not finished yet. We forecast to hire 40+ more professionals to fill the positions needed, in addition to increasing our welding apprentice programs from 5 this past year and welcome our 11+ new apprentices for 2023.
All right. And with that, I will be naming the hires that are completing a year. Those who are here tonight: Ajane Blackwell. I know we all remember Ajane. If we could refrain from the applause till the end of the list, but thank you. Azir Capers. Alex Kazmorski. And next we will announce the new hires, starting with Owen Tompkins, Alexander Suter, Liam Bond, here come the helmets, Brad Harris, Jasir Johnson, Louis Molina, Martin Noah, Boots Olson, Mason Parody, known as Masaya, I hope I got that right, Luca Raposo, Noah Rector, Reggie Stevens, Nicholas Bodner, and Jamie Myers. Congratulations. All right. And if you can now group yourselves together for the photo. All right, everyone in the middle here. Congratulations.
All the way down.
Another big group. All right, congratulations. All right. Next, I would like to call up our next employer, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Philadelphia Division, represented by Commanding Officer Captain Joseph Darcy. And if our training providers can come to the stage, Mastbaum, Williamson, CCP, Thaddeus Stevens, and Burlington County Institute of Tech.
Thank you. Admiral Papano was kind enough to give us a great history lesson for the Navy, and we at NSWC Philadelphia have been in Philadelphia since 1912, and we're going to continue on for the years to come with as the technical experts for the Navy. And I'm happy to be here at my first Talent Pipeline event as a commanding officer. And when we were talking about the program at NSWC, we realized immediately that how great of a program this is for the Navy and the nation, and happy to be what in the Navy we call a plank owner of this program. And the talent program has opened up new doors and is crucial to the assisting us in the hiring of critical trade personnel. This year we're pleased to announce 4 accepted offers with 2 additional offers pending, and several more in the early stages of hiring. And then in addition, we're going to have 2 returning summer pipeline employees who will spend their second summer with us. Finally, we'd like to thank our training partner for their support in providing qualified candidates, including Williamson College of the Trades, Thaddeus Stevens College, Philadelphia School District, specifically Mastbaum High School, Community College of Philadelphia, and Burlington County Institute of Technology. Congratulations to everyone here, and we're very excited to get to work. Thank you.
Thank you, Captain Darcy. So now I will be calling up the two new hires that are here tonight, Andrew Beatty and Jordi Navas Garcia. Congratulations. Please pose for the photo. No, on in a line.
Come on over here.
There we go. All right. Our next employer that I'd like to call up is the Naval Foundry and Propeller Center, represented by Director Nate Bird. And if Benjamin Franklin High School can come up, please, to the stage. Nate?
Good evening, everybody. My name is Nate Bird from the Naval Foundry and Propeller Center. I knew this program was going to be good when I met Ron Sizer. Matt Sermon introduced me to him and said, "You got to meet this guy." And I met him, and I knew this program was going to be good. But I knew it was really good when a few months after our first group came on board, one of my second shift supervisors came to me and said, "You know, this new kid that we hired, he's really good. He's doing stuff. We're letting him run the machines on his own." And that's when I knew it was really good. So we have been blessed to find several people from this program, and they have been able to get to work doing amazing work for the Navy right away. We're thrilled to add another one to our group, and we look forward to many more. Thank you.
Thank you, Nate. So now I'd like to call up Kaisim Taylor. Congratulations. Got dressed for the occasion.
Take a picture. Oh, snap.
Here comes our photographer. Congratulations, Kasim. Our next employer that I'd like to call up is DC Fabricators, Inc., represented by the Director of Manufacturing, Paul Stanton. And I'll also call up the following training providers: Burlington County Institute of Technology, Lincoln Tech, and Father Judge High School to come to the stage. We'll come to the center.
Thank you. I'd like to thank the United States Navy and all the partners in the Philly Pipeline Project for what I think is they are doing an outstanding job and helping the regional manufacturers with severe employment problems. And I could say after the first year, it's been excellent. We're a small company. DC Fab is not that big, but what is happening here is the pipeline is giving us the resources. They're giving us the strength in hiring and training, and it's putting it all together for us where in the past we wouldn't have been able to do that. I'd also like to thank the training partners here. They're doing a great job with the people we're seeing. As I hear about the qualifications, all the people you're going to meet here tonight are making critical welds on Navy equipment. Some people have only been here a few months, but the training programs and the skill level that we are seeing is tremendous. We're finding highly skilled, highly motivated people coming in through this program. Also fairly mature people coming through this program at very young ages, which is something we're not used to at DC Fabricators, I can assure you that. But we have some exciting times coming up ahead. DC Fab has received advanced funding for Block 6, Virginia submarine components, which we have got to meet the challenge, meet the expectations of the Navy for delivery. And we have the pipeline here as our resource, and believe me, we're going to exploit it and help us succeed for the future where we need to be, and keep DC Fabricators going and keeping us strong. And thank you.
Thank you, Paul. So now I'd like to call up an employee who's celebrating their first year on the job, Danielle Figueroa. And now I'd like to announce new hires at DC Fabricators: Luke Altamura, Hannah Demeter, and Isaiah McPherson. Now we can give them a round of applause. Congratulations. Congratulations. The next employer that I'd like to call up is Kingsbury Inc., represented by the president and CEO, who you heard from earlier tonight, Mike Brawley. And I'd also like to call up the training provider, Bucks County Technical High School, if they're here tonight.
Thank you, Sylvie. Well, I've only got about 10 more minutes since I already spoke earlier, but no, I'm really not going to say much more. Just the only two things. First of all, I do want to thank Trish Morrissey and Heidi Ekstrom of our Human Resources group. Trish is here. I don't know if Heidi is here tonight, but you know, one of the things we learned in this program is that hiring is not an HR problem. Hiring is sort of an everybody else problem. Human Resources tends to try to do everything they can, but they need the support of the rest of the company, the hiring managers, leadership. And I think that's another thing this program has helped us do. We're much better at that now. And you know, the proof is in the pudding. We've hired 50 new people across our company since January of 2022. So in the past about year and a half, I think about an 87% retention rate from that group. They haven't all reached a year yet, of course, but again, this is the model we use going forward. It's been extremely successful, and again, I want to thank everyone that's been involved and supported and participated. And the last thing I'll say, we had a shareholders meeting like we do every year in April. And I said during the meeting, after I talked about this program, 2 or 3 years ago, hiring was becoming a problem for us. The term I heard in this one of the first meetings in this group was we had the silver tsunami coming, you know, with a big wave of retirements. And it was certainly true in at least a couple of our plants. You know, we now have the process to be able to deal with that and make sure we bring people in long enough, early enough in time that those experienced people can train and cross-train the new people coming in. So that's critically important for us. So anyway, thank you, and most of all, congratulations and thanks to all of you.
Thank you, Mike. So Kingsbury is bringing on one employee who's celebrating their first anniversary on the job, and that is Jennifer Kollick. Congratulations, Jennifer. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to call up L3 Harris Technologies. represented by Head of Operations Wendell Day.
Thank you, Sylvie. Wow, it's been a year already. I want to say thank you to the U.S. Navy, TMG, for the opportunity to be engaged with the CTE team and these students, and the opportunity to bring on some new talent, blood, and some change of culture within our site. It's a huge thing for our site. It's helping us with the transition as we have aging out employees and bringing in new skills, new thought processes, and just changing our culture in general. In line with that, it allows us to meet the needs of the Navy and all of our commitments at our site. Our site is responsible for building power and energy solution devices for Virginia-class and Columbia-class submarines. So it's key and core, and some of our products are first on the deck for new submarines. So it's pretty important that we meet our deadlines, and to do that, we need the students and the talents, the people that we bring onto the organization. This time last year, our focus was on our welders. We onboarded 2 welders last year who have been very successful. They have all of their certifications. They're fully operating on our Virginia-class submarine weldments now. This year in this cohort, our focus is our electricians. And so far, we have 3 offers accepted and 8 additional candidates under review. And I would expect within the next 2 weeks, we'll have all those people onboarded and successfully ready to start their mission supporting the Navy. So thank you for that opportunity, and I look forward to the future working with everyone.
Thank you, Wendell. Now, I did not catch the training providers, but I know L3 Harris partners with a lot of training providers, so for those of you, just come up to the stage, please. Thank you. Mastbaum. All right, and we will now be announcing one new hire, Wilnelis Rivera. Congratulations. Congratulations, Wilnelis. That was good. Next, I'd like to call up Navy Supply Systems Command, represented by Director Dan Lenza, and the training providers that partner with Navy Supply Systems Command are Delaware County Community College, Bucks County Community College of Philadelphia, Thaddeus Stevens, and PCIT.
BCIT. Yes. As Sylvie mentioned, my name's Dan Lenz. I'm representing NAVSUP Weapon Systems Support. We're located in Northeast Philly at the Naval Support Activity, not down at the shipyard. But I'm covering today for my boss, Scott Morrow, who's our chief engineer at WSS. And I know he's very disappointed at not being here because he loves this event and he's a huge proponent for the program. I wanted to take this opportunity to thank our partner, SysCom, NAVC, Admiral, and Mr. Sermon. Appreciate you guys leading the charge with this program and allowing us to be a participant. Our organization is a little unique, in my opinion, in comparison to most of the company's needs here for this program. Our group employs folks with technical and engineering background and education that are embedded in a logistics command. So we are looking for talented students like all of you sitting in the crowd today and getting recognized with the technical education and skills, but leveraging those skills in an office environment. In addition, we try to recruit at times prior military, folks that have experience with aviation or maritime applications, which sometimes feels like trying to find a needle in a haystack. With that being said, I'm happy to announce today that we have hired 2 positions again for the second year in this year's cohort, and excited to say that we found So again, we've hired 2 last year. We've also filled the 2 in this cohort this year with 2 special and dynamic individuals who absolutely fit our mold. Again, we're excited to be a participant in this PA Pipeline program, and we look forward to continuing this wonderful relationship with the various CTCs in the upcoming year. And lastly, I just want to say, go Sixers, beat Boston.
Yes. Thank you, Dan. All right, we'll start with announcing an employee who's celebrating their first year anniversary on the job, Richard Malloy. And as Dan mentioned, there are 2 new hires, Callie Kajowski and Coulter Orchard. Congratulations. All right, photo time. Congratulations. Now I'd like to call up the next employer, North Atlantic Ship Repair, represented by Chief Operations Officer Donna Connors. And if Delaware County Community College is here, please come up to the stage.
Hi, my name is Donna Connors. I'm the Chief Operating Officer at North Atlantic Ship Repair. This is our 2nd year in the program. Our first year we had 1 hire that's still with us, Josh. You'll see him in a minute. We had 3 additional hires for this year, and we have 3 in the pipeline that are graduating in December. I'd like to thank the Navy, Matt Sermon, TMG. This program is a fabulous program for anybody, employer like us, that is looking to get people involved and get people long-term workers. And we really appreciate the fact that you guys are sponsoring this and being the people that get us together and have us work together. We recently expanded. We have 2 facilities, one in Philadelphia, one in Boston. So we have recently just joined the New England pipeline. We're really excited about that. We are one of the lead people, having been in the program for a couple of years, so working with TMG on helping getting people in and employers and trainees. And we're looking forward to that for the next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Donna. So now I'd like to announce an employee who's celebrating their 1-year anniversary, Josh Mustin. And I'd also like to announce a new hire, Charles Webb. Congratulations, you both. Congratulations. All right. Our next employer that I'll call up is Metals USA, represented by President Jim Urban.
Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you for having me here tonight. First, I would like to just take a moment to thank our team who is represented out here, our HR group, Vicki Lauder and Laura White. They do all the heavy lifting that makes this possible for me to stand here and do this. Metals USA has been a proud partner of the Navy for about 40 years now. And like many of the people in this room, we're finding increasing challenges in the labor pool. And we were introduced to the program several years ago. Joe came to visit with us, and we thought it would be a good idea to get involved. In the summer of 2022, we committed to the hire of 3 new individuals through the program, and I'm happy to report that we were able to make that hiring total reach 9. Those individuals who joined our company are in the key positions of customer service representatives, maintenance mechanics, and machine operators. Of the 9, 7 of those people are involved in our operations here in the Philadelphia area. 1 is in York, Pennsylvania, and 1 is in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Looking ahead to cohort number 3, we intend to expand our program, our footprint to include our 2 New England facilities And as a result, we're going to be looking to add an additional 7 new hires in cohort number 3. Going forward, as we continue to, we're going to continue to rely on the program. We intend to expand our operations here in the Philadelphia area by about 33% to meet the ongoing Navy demand. Those will be key shop positions, and we will again be using the program. We expect to continue into 2024, 2025, and beyond. So critical needs, and they're not going away anytime soon. So thank you all. Appreciate it very much.
Thank you, Jim. And we can pose for a photo now. All of Jim's employees are working right now. All right, thank you. Our next employer is Holtec International, represented by the President of Holtec Government Services, Vice Admiral Fritz Rogi, who you heard from earlier. And they have a number of partners who can come up to the stage: Father Judge High School, Ben Franklin High School, PTTI, ATDM, and Williamson.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Again, you've heard from me previously, so I won't belabor things, but I just want to point out that I was a career submarine officer, and in 20 years of driving submarines in harm's way, it was the products of defense manufacturers such as join me on the stage here today, and empowered by talented young people in the workforce, such as you see here in the audience. Those were the things that made sure I came home to safely with my family after every time at sea. So I cannot overemphasize the importance of this mission, of what we do together. And I welcome all of the graduates, and I thank all of the employers for their contributions to making sure that today's sailors return home safely to their families. Delighted to be able to welcome to the Holtec family our new associates, and I apologize that many of our last year hires are on shift right now, so unable to join us here in spirit, and I look forward to welcoming everybody, so come on up.
All right. Before I call up the employees and new hires, I did neglect to mention Mastbaum, and Jonathan Jacobs has been working very hard to get a few of his students hired in the last few weeks, so the name didn't make the list, but Mastbaum is up as well. All right, so now I will announce the employees who are celebrating, or an employee that's celebrating their 1-year anniversary, and that's James Conlon. And now I'll announce 3 new hires: Angelo Fernandez, Spirit Ingram, and John Conrad. Congratulations. I'm loving these hats. All right, and you can pose for the photo. Wonderful. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to call up PRL Industries, represented by General Manager Greg Raudenbush. And if Lebanon County Career and Technical Center is here, you can come to the stage.
Thank you, Sylvie. Good evening, everybody. First of all, I'd like to thank Admiral Papano, Matt Sermon for supporting this. Clearly, it's been a great program, as evidence of everybody sitting out here, especially on this side of the room. It's been really good for us to work with the pipeline. It's given us more opportunity to engage with the High School of OTEX, the CTCs, and just take one more step beyond what we normally would do. Last year, I was given the privilege to be able to be a speaker at an event down at the Navy Yard, and got to speak about a very, very important part of our team, young lady who joined our team a number of years ago. She was able to speak as well. But really, I think it made her realize the importance of continuing to train the folks that we have brought in to do the things we need them to do. The important things like all the folks here are doing. Level 1 work on submarines, Virginia class, Columbia class, aircraft carriers. So that's been a real privilege. Real pleased to announce we have 1 new hire from the program this year. And certainly, again, would like to thank our partner, the Lebanon County Career and Technology Center. And again, thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you, Greg. And now I'd like to call up the new hire, Xander Westhofer. Congratulations. Okay, congratulations. Next, I will call up Griner Industries, represented by Human Resource Manager Joyce Hostetler. And as far as partners, Dauphin County Tech and Lancaster County CTC.
Thank you, Sylvie. Thank you, Admiral Papano, Matt Sermon, training partners, facilitators, students, and of course, my fellow employers. Thank you all for joining us this evening. First thing I want to just call out is I wasn't sure about coming because it is May the 4th, and May the 4th be with you today. All right? Just needed to shout out about that. We partnered, I'm with Griner Industries. We're a steel fabrication company in central Pennsylvania. We have about 300 employees. We work closely with a lot of these guys over here in creating heavy machining, rolling, forming of heavy steel. That's kind of what we do. We are into heavy steel. We partnered with TMG and the Navy Pipeline at the beginning of this program, so we're a Plank partner as well. And one of the huge benefits that we've received from this is we're a small company as far as family owned. We take our most technical people and we make them be a supervisor. We don't give them any training. We say, congratulations, you're now a supervisor. And they're literally there now looking at their peers who they used to work with yesterday, and they're saying, oh, now I'm your boss. And they don't know what to do. So with TMG's help, we were actually able to give our supervisors some tools so that they can kind of figure this out and supervise. We've had a lot of hard conversations since the training that Joe and his team did with us, but it's created some opportunities for employees to step up their game because the supervisors weren't necessarily having those conversations before because they didn't know the words to use, and these guys gave them the words to use. So it's really helped us increase our morale because our low performers are now no longer low performers because they either stepped up their game or we've asked them to move on to other opportunities, which is where I come in. So anyhow, we have 4 new hires for this year with partnering with Dauphin County and Lancaster County Tech School. So that's kind of where we are with it. We expect to continue the program next year, of course. So that's it.
Thank you, Joyce.
Thanks.
Congratulations on your hires, and you can come up for the photo. I know they weren't able to be here tonight. All right. Our next employer is Precision Custom Components, represented by Director of Business Development Blair Woodring.
Good evening. It's a privilege to be here. It's a privilege to represent Precision Custom Components, a company I've known for a long time. We're serious people. We've had a long association with the Navy doing critical components and all that. First of all, I'd like to thank the Pipeline for the work you're doing right now and continuing to do. My job is to figure out how to get more work in and find more opportunities to satisfy our customers. I would ask you to continue to put up with us and to have patience and to have drive and to see us succeed. Help us succeed in all aspects of what we do. It's critical what we do. Admiral and Matt, you know, you guys, to see the top walk the talk over and over again and to inspire at these conferences and these meetings or whatever and to encourage us, it's meaningful and it's infectious. So what we do is we take the large forgings and the castings and the plates and we turn them into what I'd consider to be works of art, but they're sub-safe and they're very important components. We've been doing this for a number of years. Admiral Rickover used to walk the hallways at our facility in the early 70s. I suspect if you end up being a ghost someday, he's probably still walking around and possibly up at the shipyard, from what I know of him. Again, what we do is important. The people that work for PCC are proud of what we do, proud of what they do. We need more of us to do the job. I would challenge the Pipeline to continue the efforts, the Navy to continue to support this because we will succeed. I have been in this industry a long time. There is no doubt in my mind that we can build and produce anything we put our mind to with the collaboration of people in this room, you know, my peers in this industry, the customers that we deal with. So I will end this by saying that the work we do is sometimes stressful. We are sometimes at each other, but there's a saying that ends up a lot of the meetings. It's keep calm and build on. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Blair. Now you can pose for the photo. So we've got, may the force be with you and keep calm and build on. I like that.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Our next employer is Johnson Controls, represented by Director of Business Development, Andrew Clancy. And the two training partners that worked with Johnson Controls are Penn College of Technology and Thaddeus Stevens.
Good evening. I'm Andrew Clancy. I work for Johnson Controls Navy Systems in York, Pennsylvania. I see some familiar faces in the audience. We build air conditioning systems for the combat fleet, and that's almost 100% of our business. And Command Master Chief Sturgill was speaking to us the other day, and we said about 70% of our work, or 30% of our work, is submarine-based. And then he told us, and the other 70% doesn't really matter. But we've been doing that, building that equipment for the Navy for a long, long time. And this is such a great event to be at. We're so thankful to our partners from the Navy, to Joe Bartow and his team, and really to the educators. You're not simply investing in transferring knowledge, you're investing in students' lives, and we truly do appreciate that. You look up on the stage, and I'll speak for myself. I'm nearing the end of my career. I'm a lot closer to the end of my career than I am to the beginning of my career. But I can tell you one thing, and to all of you who are graduating and you're here, we're celebrating you. The future in this industry is bright. There is a lot of work coming. And one of the things that we can ask of you, and one of our best tools when we go out to speak to students at schools, is to have alumni go back and speak to them. Speak to the kids who are below you in class now. Let them know your experience as you go through, you're starting your employment. Let them know, the ups and the downs, the good and the bad. But that is one of the best things we can have to encourage fellow students. You really are such an important part of the shipbuilding industry, a crucial part. I'm an engineer by training, and what do? Engineers come up with drawings, and we come up with a book of specifications. Well, you can't float a submarine on a drawing or a book of specifications. We need you to make my idea become reality and become a tool for the U.S. Navy. So as I get ready to close out here, I have a little bit of advice. Number one, never stop. Never stop learning. Never stop inquiring. Ask those questions. If you're working with somebody who's been in the industry for 20, 30, 40 years, and they say, do this, ask them why. They'll explain that to you, and that becomes knowledge for you. And never stop growing personally and in your career. You guys have a lot to be proud of. Your instructors are proud of you. Your family and friends are proud of you. And we are all proud of you. So good luck in your careers. And again, thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. All right, congratulations. Next, our next employer is York Precision Machining and Hydraulics, represented by Business Manager Michelle Baker. And their partners are York County Technical School, Northeastern, Thaddeus Stevens, New Oxford High School, and Lebanon County.
Thank you. Yeah, the speakers have been wonderful, and I really enjoy Admiral Papano's hometown pride and perspective. James, you knocked it out of the park. Well done. Very well done. And I love seeing the graduate hires walk across the stage and hear the family pride as they do that. So at the end of my remarks, there'll be an opportunity to make some noise. Listen for it. On behalf of the entire York Precision Machining and Hydraulics team, I'd like to thank the Navy Talent Pipeline Program team for your partnership. We became involved during the pilot year, and I'm delighted to announce that all of the hires we've made during our involvement are still with the company and doing fantastic. Our two most recent hires are Chuck Redding, who was hired just last month, a quality inspector, and Lakota Innerst, a machinist who came to us by way of an internship and our partnership with York County Technical School. We'd like to thank York Tech and our other school partners, including Northeastern, New Oxford, Dallastown, Lebanon, Thaddeus Stevens, Hack, Penn State, and York College. During the last 5 years, York Precision has grown from 16 to 30 employees. We are known throughout the world for our precision machining, our large parts capability, and our fail-safe load-holding hydraulics, load-holding and locking system, Bearlock. We proudly serve the U.S. military, air, land, and sea. For the Navy, we produce aircraft, launch and recovery equipment, water brake systems, and other critical components. As a matter of fact, this month our York Precision team is going to the Norfolk Naval Base to visit vessels for which we've made components. We're so excited to have this up-close and personal opportunity to see our parts in use and talk to the personnel who benefit from their safety and performance. Through the Navy Pipeline Program, we've also benefited from recruitment and retention trainings, and we're looking forward to having a realistic job preview video on our website. Congratulations to all the new hires and their employers. We are stronger together. Let's hear it for the Navy and U.S. manufacturing. Wahoo!
Thank you, Michelle. Congratulations on your hires, your new hires, and your retention. All right. Our next employer is Cleveland Cliffs of Coatesville, represented by Industrial Engineer and Labor Relations Andrew Sauter. And training partners are Thaddeus Stevens, TCHS, and Delaware County Community College.
Sorry, I have to move this mic. I'm a little tall. My name's Andrew, and I'm a senior industrial engineer representing Cleveland Cliffs, Coatesville. The Coatesville facility is a steel plate supplier for the Navy. We have been rolling steel in Coatesville for over 200 years. First, I want to thank the United States Navy. I want to thank Admiral Papano and Matt Sermon. The pipeline program has helped us hire amazing candidates for critical roles. It has also given the facility another avenue by which to share our historical relationship with the Navy to our employees and our candidates. I also want to thank TMG for allowing us to be the best practice model for this cohort. We met our hiring pledge by using tools they have provided to us. The recruiting day we put together with TMG yielded 2 hires on that day. Out of the 22 hires from last year's cohort, I'm happy to say we still have all 22. Along with the Navy and TMG, I want to thank the training providers we worked with. Jennifer at Delaware County, you've been really awesome to work with. Thaddeus Stevens continues to provide awesome candidates for us. And TCHS in Downingtown, they've allowed us to come in and talk to students and show them what gets made right in their backyard. With the help of TMG and the CTEs, we have 5 accepted offers and 2 extended offers. Most importantly, I want to thank Pete and John for coming. Pete is a soon-to-be Thaddeus grad, and he just accepted an offer as an electrician with us. John works in our maintenance department, and he's celebrating a 1-year work anniversary with us. We're very happy to have you both on the team. Congratulations to all the employees and students here tonight. This is an amazing program, and Cliffs is very proud to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Congratulations on your retention, your new hire. So I'd like to call up John Cornelius, who's completing his 1-year anniversary, and Pete Bakovitz, who is newly hired. Congratulations. There you go, perfect. Congratulations. Our next employer is Lehigh Heavy Forge Corporation, represented by President Jim Romeo, and he'll be joined by training providers Lehigh Career and Technical Institute, WTTI, Northampton, and Bethlehem Area Technical School, those who are here.
Good evening. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Navy, and in particular Admiral Papano and Matt Sermon, for allowing Lehigh Heavy Forge to be a part of and play a role in the Pennsylvania talent pipeline. Lehigh Heavy Forge has been in business since 1887, and we have supported the needs of the Navy ever since. The pipeline project has been enormously helpful in providing new insights into hiring dynamics and principles such as recruiting, hiring, onboarding, and retention. We have adopted these principles in our hiring program, and this has been helpful to transform our efforts and our success rate. As a result, this year we're pleased to announce that we've had 35 accepted offers, and 5 of those people are here tonight to join in this celebration. We're hoping to hire an additional 25 people this year. Finally, we want to thank our training partners, Lehigh Career and Technical Institute, Northampton County Community College, Bethlehem Area Vocational Technical School, and the Welding and Training Institute. The combined impact of the PA Pipeline Project and the knowledge and resources that we have available to us in our training partners has proven to be effective not only in attracting and securing new talent, but also in creating a roadmap for future recruiting and retention efforts. We look forward to providing critical forgings to support the needs of the defense of our nation. All of us at Lehigh Heavy Forge are proud to be a part of that effort. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. 35, that's awesome. So many jobs. All right, so I would like to announce 3 individuals who have just completed their 1-year anniversary. That's Michael Evans, Sr., Devin Hashik, and Franklin Matos. And there are 2 new hires, Carla Day and Katie Sanders. Congratulations. Congratulations. Our next employer is Everson Tesla Incorporated, represented by President Greg Naumovich.
Good evening. Everson Tesla is in Lehigh Valley. We're in the Nazareth area. We deal with electromagnetics, which directly is for the propulsion and generation within submarines and aircraft carriers. I'd like to thank the Navy and the Talent Pipeline for setting up these facilities, applications, means of retention. We've been following that. We've so obviously we've had 13 people from the first year. We have about 25 people for this year. We want to continue with it. We'll probably we're looking to do at least another 10 people within the next coming year. We have been using Northampton Community College for some of our training, and we've worked with Votech on some welder training, and we'll continue using the training facilities not only for the electromagnetic techs, but also for some of our supervisor training. Thank you.
Thank you, Greg. Congratulations on all your new hires. If you can come and pose for a photo. Congratulations. Our next employer is Custom Alloy Corporation, represented by President Adam Ambieli, and with training partners Camden County College, Middlesex County College, Raritan Valley College, WTTI, and New Jersey Pathways.
Great, thank you. Signing day, how cool is that? I love when I saw that there was going to be a signing day. That was incredible. My name's Adam Ambieli. I am the president of Custom Alloy, and I have the honor to represent 200 employees and their families at Custom Alloy. We are a heavy manufacturer. We go ahead and serve the oil and gas, space exploration, aerospace, but the one that we love the most is what we do for our military. We make critical forgings and fittings for the Columbia and Virginia-class submarines. I want to thank the Navy, and I have a little story about Matt Sermon. If you know him, he's a high-energy kind of guy, and I have a high-energy nephew who basically was here last year, got done, and he calls me walking out here, goes, "We got to get part of this program." Matt Sermon gave a speech ending this. That was the most amazing thing I've ever said, and he gave me a call, and he said, "You guys got to be a part of this. You've got to do it." I go, "Jeff, I'm hearing you." And he goes, "No, Matt Sermon said you got to do this." So we went ahead and did it, and it was the best thing that we could ever do, because Hiring individuals in the state of New Jersey where we are is very, very difficult. My day starts out on a Monday morning and go down to HR and say, how many interviews do we have? And basically they'll go ahead and say we have one or none until we join this program. And the faces of our HR and our HR directors here, Susan Becker, started changing when I come down and say, how many interviews do we have? We have 5. We have 7. So I want to thank the Navy for putting their support behind this, because our success is you, simply you. We're only as good as you are, and we need you in our factories doing that. So I want to go ahead and just let you guys know what you've decided to do by becoming individuals that are working in the military and for our national defense is nothing to take lightly. And I want to personally thank you as a patriot that you're here today doing that. We've hired 12 people in 1 year, from quality control to machining, welding, and maintenance. It has been the best program for the past 5 years for us to get employees into our facility, because when we get them in there, it's a job. But it's our responsibility to make it a career. Again, I want to thank you for us being a part of it. Custom Alloy will go ahead and support this for as many years as the Navy wants to do it. Again, thank you very much.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you, Adam. Please pose for a photo. And congratulations on your hires. All right. Our next employer is Mistras Group, represented by Vice President of Strategic Sales, Nick Soa.
Good evening. It's my honor and privilege to be here tonight representing Mistras Group in this important event. Mistras Group is a U.S.-based non-destructive services company. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it. I didn't know what it was 40 years ago when I started down this career path. But basically, NDT is the ability to inspect a part without destroying it or breaking it. Think of medical ultrasonics or medical x-rays and various offshoots of that. So we inspect critical components that go into heavy industry, refineries, chemical plants, power plants, naval ships. And we help to ensure that they operate safely and the component that is put in there is fit for the proper service that it was designed for. So pleased and so privileged to be here tonight. This is a great event and a great initiative. We are here to announce that we have hired 5 people over the last year. None can be here tonight because they've been with us for several months and they're out on projects, which is a testament to their skills that they bring. But mostly what I want to talk about is winning. And I want to talk about a win-win situation, which this situation is the most elaborate win-win situation that I've ever seen in my 40-plus years of industry. And what do I mean by that? A win-win situation, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the term, is all parties that are involved in some type of transaction or engagement succeed or are better because of it. Thank you, Admiral Papano and U.S. Navy leadership, Matt Sermon. Ultimately, the Navy wins, but ultimately everyone wins, and we'll start with our honorees. Those are, the 1-year anniversaries and the new hires. You have won the opportunity to have a good career and potentially support yourself, and if you have a family, if you plan on having a family, but be a gainfully employed citizen of the United States of America, the greatest country in the world, by the way. All of us employers need qualified and good employees, which we have no doubt you will be. The educational system, schools. You heard the pride with which these folks talked about you as succeeding students and going to be succeeding in your employment. The training facilitators, all of us, we all win. It would be remiss of me not to acknowledge our leadership from Mistras Group that is here this evening in support of this very important event, and please raise your hand when I mention your names. Our CEO, Mr. Dennis Bertolotti, our VP of Human Resources, Julie Marini, our Regional Strategic Account Manager, David Sine. And don't take David Sine's name lightly in that he doesn't have the executive leadership titles that the other two do. David has been very instrumental in our involvement and hopefully success of this program. And to Joe Bartow, thank you very much. Lastly, I want to speak to who this night is about, you. Again, what does win-win mean? Well, I can kind of remember when I was your age. I always thought of winning as I win and you lose, or I lose and you win. And then I got into the business world, and I realized that for me to succeed, you need to succeed. So why am I saying that to you right now? You have won the opportunity to have a good career. How do you further your career? You further your career by doing your job well and allowing your employer to gain value from what you do. Whatever you do on a daily basis, and I know I'm sounding like a father like this because I've given the same speech to my son. Do it to the best of your ability. Drive value for your employer. You want to be promoted? You want to make more money? Show value. Allow your employer to win. You win. They win. Ultimately, we all win. And who's the biggest winner in this whole thing, this whole initiative? The United States of America. Our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nick. Congratulations on your hires, and please pose for the photo. Congratulations. Okay, you guys are doing great out there. After this one, I have one page left. I know you're all curious about that, so I know we're having a great time, but I did want you to know that. Next, I want to call up Pennsylvania Machine Works, represented by Human Resources Manager Sue Watras, and Pennsylvania Machine Works partner with Delaware County Community College. If you want to come up, Thaddeus Stevens, Williamson Community College of Philadelphia, and Philadelphia Technical Training Institute, PTTI.
Hi. Good evening and thank you. Number one, I want to thank the employees that took their time out today to attend with me, and we even have a supervisor here supporting them, Wendy, and they have an early morning tomorrow, so thank you for understanding. First and foremost, I want to thank the Navy for their support through the Talent Pipeline program. This is our first year. Pennsylvania Machine Works is a manufacturer of high-pressure steel pipe fittings. We have several locations, one in Houston, Texas, one in Aston, Delaware County, and we have a forge shop in Swedesboro, New Jersey. The Talent Pipeline program has helped our business by providing that pipeline between the manufacturers, the educators, or students, and be able to recruit students onto our workforce for our current workforce and our future workforce. They've also provided us education to help us assist in processes from recruiting to interviewing to maintaining and retaining that workforce as well, and we look forward to this program next year. In addition to the new employees I have here tonight, we are pleased to announce that 13 other offers have been accepted since 7/1. I have 2 Williamson students that are on board for a summer internship this summer, and I'm interviewing 3 more next week, in addition to another person from Delaware County Community College joining us on Monday. So we're very happy to have them on board. We want to thank our training providers as well for providing these students and our opportunities. Thanks and good luck to all of you.
Thank you, Sue. And now we'll call up the new hires that are joining Pennsylvania Machine Works: Peter Kaiser and Brooke Mazepink. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, here we go. The next employer is JGM, represented by the Health and Safety Manager, Rob Policastro, and partners include Thaddeus Stevens, Pennsylvania College of Technology, Philadelphia Technical Training Institute, Delaware County Community College, Chester County Intermediate Unit, and Dauphin County Technical School, and WTTA. Lots of partners.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Rob Policastro, Health and Safety Manager, and I'm proudly representing JGM here tonight. JGM is a fifth-generation family business headquartered in Coatesville, Pennsylvania, owned by Joe Messner Jr. At the young age of 16, Joe's great-great-great-grandfather started his career right here in Philadelphia at Thompson Iron Works as a Boilermaker in 1898. Joe Jr. followed in those footsteps and now leads a team of close to 200 employees. The JGM team consists of high-energy, experienced professionals that have earned a reputation for solving heavy industrial construction and fabrication challenges for our industrial clients nationwide, meeting nearly impossible construction schedules. I would like to thank the Navy for all their support over the past year, and we are pleased to announce 8 offers accepted through this program. Finally, we would like to thank our training provider partners, Thaddeus Stevens College of Technology, Pennsylvania College of Technology, Philadelphia Technician Training Institute, Delaware County Community College, Chester County Intermediate Unit, Dauphin County Technical School, and WTTI Institute for their support in providing JGM with qualified candidates. And last but not least, go Birds. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. All right, so let's call up these 4 new hires. George Gordon, Gallo Idrovo, Guillermo Alvarez, and Christian Vega. Congratulations. Congratulations. Okay, our next employer is NDI Engineering Company, represented by Vice President of Business Development, Arlene Korn. Training providers, Delaware County Community College.
Hi, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here tonight. NDI joined this program earlier this year. I had the pleasure of meeting Admiral Papano, Matt, and Joe Bartow at the beginning of the program when I was with a previous employer. 5 minutes into meeting them, this was a no-brainer. So when I rejoined NDI earlier this year, one of the very first things I did is said, we must be in this program. NDI is a small business. Particularly want to thank the Navy, Admiral Papano and Matt, for recognizing that small businesses really are the backbone of our economy, and they're really critical to the business of the Navy, so NDI is really pleased to participate in that. We know, we've been in business for 56 years. We know that finding people and retaining talent is hard, and the economy has changed. I myself, born and raised in Philadelphia, product of the Philadelphia Public Schools, wish a program like this existed when I was coming out of high school. So also nearly 40 years in this industry seems to be a theme here. It's an amazing career. I really congratulate everyone here, whether you're going to be a welder, a technician, a logistician, whatever you're going to do. This is just the beginning of really a wonderful life that's really meaningful. And although I haven't had the honor of serving in uniform, I've had the privilege of supporting the Navy since I was 19 years old. So with that said, NDI definitely will be participating in this cohort next year. We've come really far. We had the pleasure of hiring 9 people this year, 4 of whom you're going to meet in a moment. I've gotten to know each of them just a little bit, really proud of them, looking forward to the things that they're going to accomplish. And I think that's it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Arlene. Congratulations. And now I'd like to call up the new hires, Stephen Boteal, Caitlin Cook, and Christina Holt. Congratulations. Congratulations. We are down to our last few here. Our next employer is Columbia Research Laboratories, represented by President Jeff Heller.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here this evening. I want to thank the Navy for their support of the Talent Pipeline program. You have provided us with the assistance in being able to hire qualified individuals that are interested in manufacturing. Columbia Research Laboratories is a small woman-owned business located in Woodland, Pennsylvania, about 20 minutes away from Philadelphia. We started in 1957 and currently have 35 highly skilled employees that manufacture sensors for the Navy and other military, defense, aerospace, and industrial customers. The hirees that we've made work in our strain gauge and force balance servo accelerometer product divisions. Strain gauges measure fatigue or stress on critical structural elements on aircraft, ships, buildings, and bridges, while our force balance servo accelerometer products measure acceleration, vibration and shock in inertial guidance systems, vibration monitoring systems, automatic train control in rail cars, measurement while drilling for oil and gas exploration, and seismic monitoring for earthquake events. I really want to be glad to be part of this program. It's the first year that we've been part of this, and we've made some really excellent hires. And we make products that they have to work the first time and every time. And I'm so proud of the employees that we hired in this. They exemplify those traits and characteristics that we look forward to at Columbia Research Laboratories. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff, and congratulations on your hires. I'm always learning about new parts and pieces that go into submarines. It's amazing. So now let's call up these new hires. Anna Davidson, John Fuglio III, and Stephen June. Congratulations. Okay, congratulations. So we are down to our last two companies, but they both are owned by the same person. Andy Mulcairn, I think we're starting with Beta Machine and Fabrication, followed by Wolf Tool and Machine, both owned by Andy Mulcairn.
Thank you. Great. Thank you very much. My name's Andy Mulcairn. I'm the CEO of Beta Machine and Fabrication, and I acquired Wolf Tool and Machine about 6 months ago. So I'm a passionate believer in American manufacturing, and I think the importance of maintaining, growing, innovating the industrial capability of the United States is extremely important, and I think I'm very proud to be on stage and included in something like this. Excuse me. So I'm not new to fabrication, but I am new to machining, so I'm learning a lot, and through, interacting with folks on the stage and in the audience, I'm learning a lot. But I guess I'd like to thank, besides the U.S. Navy, my wife, Irene, who was supportive enough to allow me to look at our bank accounts and our 401ks and empty them all to be here today, so we can really do our part to improve the United States manufacturing base as we can. So any way we can contribute, I'd love to, and I'm just happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Andrew. Sincere is not here, right? Sincere is here. I didn't see anyone standing there. Sincere Dowling, last but not least. Congratulations. All right, let's give another round of applause for all the new hires and all the employees retained.
One more.
Don't move.
So I remember calling the Bayonne Dry Dock Company in Bayonne, New Jersey, and the final employer, who was an incredible testament right from the very beginning, is John Manganello from the Bayonne Dry Dock Company. John?
Oh, I forgot one. Look at me. Thank you, Joe.
It's a privilege to be here. Thank you to the Navy. We're new to the program, but we do proud to report we have 10 new hires. We're a small, family-owned, major, full-service shipyard in New Jersey, New York City Harbor. Try to keep this brief, the last one up here. But to the industry partners, thank you all for the support. Keep building them. To the Navy, thank you for the support. Keep breaking the ships. And to all the talent, come join us, and we'll help fix them and get them back on mission. Thanks.
Thank you, John. Thanks for having my back, Joe.
Thanks, John. When we think about doing these events, there's always ways that we could shorten it and et cetera, et cetera. And I just have always been a big proponent that every employer gets to come to the podium. To me, it's just the power of the idea when you have such experienced business people that are sitting on the stage, see something that's here. So it's important, and I just want to personally thank each and every one of you for believing in us. Philly is leading the way. As we move forward here into the third year, we're going to start on July 11th when we do the partner orientation and the talent acquisition training workshop here in the Philadelphia region, as we continue through the third year of the program. Because of the success in Philadelphia, on the 3rd of June, we'll be doing this ceremony in the Hampton Roads region. On the 20th of June, we'll be in the Pittsburgh region. We just launched the Boston region. And soon we'll be launching the Long Island pipeline as we start to go where companies are asking for our support. One of the powers of the program now is that the advocates from the current program are advocating for this program in the other regions. And our program is a program of yes. So the future of this program, as you've seen here today, is about this connecting tissue. When we can connect the dots for the people that need new hires and the ones that provide them by building those pipelines. And the one thing I want you to take away from this is about the relationship. When we create the relationships that are value added, there's nothing that can stop the team from accomplishing this mission and doing the critical work for the Navy. So always in the cleanup position is my friend Matt Sermon. First met Matt in May of 1998 during one of the programs we were running in the Hampton Roads region. And at the end of that meeting, a similar kind of program, he said, wow, this is such a simple idea. Why aren't anybody else doing it? And the simple answer to that is that industry does not speak the language of education, and education doesn't speak the language of industry. And we've got to be able to connect those and essentially be this connecting tissue. In the fall of 2020, we had another conversation. And 2 years and 33 days ago, we held the first meeting with about 5 companies at the Philly Shipyard facility. And this is where we've come to today. And we've come to it through the power of the idea that has been transformed by Mr. Matt Sermon. So Matt, if you would come to the podium.
Thank you, Joe. And before I do my regular ramble, stream of consciousness, I do want to say thank you to the TMG team, Joe and your team, for putting on an incredible event, for hosting and running an incredible program, for setting the standard here in Philadelphia, for the expansion we're doing, the continued great events, the great logistics, the great work with our industry partners, with our training partners, with the facilitators, and with our industrial-based professionals. So I woke up at 3:07 this morning, which is fairly normal. And the first thing I thought of was the transitive property of mathematics. No, not really. I did think about it, and I'll get to that. Obviously, the first thing I did is Wordle. If you haven't played it yet, you're not really, if you haven't played it yet today, then I'm gonna spoil it. I got Guppy in 3, a really lucky guess. So I was good. Second thing I did is thank my higher power for the Eagles' loss in the Super Bowl, for the 76ers' abysmal performance in a 34-point loss yesterday. Thank you. Thank you, Master Chief. You know, and then I thought about this program, and I thought about the standard that you all, students, trainers, facilitators, TMG, and our industrial-based partners have set. And I'm so proud, I'm so happy that we started this in Philadelphia. You have set the standard. I won't ever be a Sixers or Eagles fan, and I actually hate the Phillies most of all. And the Flyers are so mediocre, who cares? But I have to admit that I'm kind of a Philly fan now of all of you, of the suppliers. And, you know, we walk through from large businesses to small businesses, and you hear the incredible array of what you bring to our Navy. It's spectacular. The concentration of suppliers, of important work, crucial work in this region is stunning. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful we started here. I'm grateful Joe and Whitney talked me into it. Another thank you to Submarine Industrial Base team, led by Whitney Jones, Erica Logan, Chris Medford, Master Chief Sturgill. Thank you for all of the work you've done to get the message out and help us across the board. So also when I woke up at 3:07, I was like, oh man, it's May the 4th. And I already ruined it by doing a Star Wars quote last year. Because last year I ended with "This is the way" by The Mandalorian. This year I choose "Don't Ever Tell Me the Odds." Of course, my favorite Star Wars movie is Empire Strikes Back. not exactly sure why, except probably the age I was. I'm not in my mid-60s. I didn't meet Joe in 1998. I was in college then. Empire Strikes Back is the best one. And don't ever tell me the odds. When you look at where we are, and lots of folks have talked about it, I'm not going to repeat it, but you look at where we are as an industrial-based nation and where we have to go to build and sustain the submarines, especially the submarines, but the surface ships, the weapons, the sensors, the boats, the vehicles for our Marine Corps. And I suppose, in theory, there's an Army and an Air Force. And they could be important if things go south, but I'm pretty sure the Navy and Marine Corps will take care of it. Transitive properties of mathematics. I'm going to talk slow. Just joking. I was about to do it. I'm going to talk slow because I'm in Philly, but I decided not to do it. It's A, if A equals B and B equals C, then A equals C. Transitive properties. Won't take it further, except when I think about who you all are, and especially you, who have come on board to these suppliers to work for our national security in the environment we're in today, to step forward into family-sustaining, rewarding, career-building jobs. I got to thinking about the transitive properties. It was like 3:09 after I nailed Guppy. And it's this, right? The American way of life equals national security. National security equals deterring Russia and China from interrupting the world order by doing something ridiculous. That equals submarines on station in the Pacific and as needed in other theaters. That equals an industrial base that can build and sustain those submarines. That equals vibrant companies and government organizations that can provide the industrial and organic needs to build and sustain those submarines and some other things. That equals you guys who are coming into this community, who are stepping into a national security role, who are going to grow your career. I love the discussion earlier. You're going to be the leaders. You're going to lead this. This is going to go on for a while. This is where we are. The American way of life and national security equal you. Sailors are pretty important, but we give them the submarines. They will get it done. Zero doubt. So, thank you, trainers, teachers. One of the most incredible things about Philadelphia and this region has been my experience there. And honestly set a bar that I don't think the other regions have quite lived up to. And I don't know if they will. Tell us how to help. Please keep telling us what we can do to help you to do better. And that's process, policy, money, equipment, whatever it is, tell us. Facilitators, keep coming back, keep leaning in, keep looking for change, keep driving technology, keep talking to policymakers, this federal, state, and local level. We've got a workforce piece to change, we've got a technology piece to change, we've got a lot to change, we've got a lot to do. Suppliers, Thanks for being here. Thanks for participating. I heard such an incredible amount from you in what you've learned. I visited 3 of you over the last couple of days and was incredibly impressed with what you've embraced and taken on from the program. And I heard from so many of you how, and it really stuns me in a good way, just how much you've taken from the program and been able to use from what the TMG team and your trainers and facilitators have been working on. Keep going. As these folks come aboard, make sure they understand that they are where they belong, that they have a critically important job, that you have a plan for them, that you have a plan to develop their career, that you've got a supervisor who cares about them, and I appreciate the comments on that, who understands them, who understands their job, who understands when that they might be confused and not understand what to do next, and will help them understand the connection to the incredibly important mission that we've talked about a few times tonight. Build a culture of belonging. I think a lot of you have it. I really do. But that doesn't stay unless you nurture it. Build a culture of belonging, belonging cues. For those of you embarking on the career in national security, where you equal the American way of life and national security, thanks for being here tonight. And thank you to those who couldn't make it tonight. Learn your trade, learn your work, learn the work adjacent to you, learn about your connection to our national security, learn about your company, how it works, your market sector and how it works. Learn your supervisor, your foreman, learn what they're thinking about, learn what's important to them, learn what the critical quality measures are. A lot of learn in there, I know. And enjoy it. Your national security. The only way that we overcome the incredible odds, going back to don't tell me them, of the industrial might and technology savvy of our competitors is with the American worker, with American innovation, leveraging of technology, capacity building, technical rigor, not process rigor, technical rigor. Can't do a talk without saying that at least once. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you for being here. As much as it pains me, thank you, Philadelphia, for leading the way. Go Celtics.
So please stand for the departure of the official party and for the playing of the Navy song.
Thank you all. That concludes the ceremony. And we held you through dinner hour, so there are boxed dinners outside. Grab one on your way out. Please don't eat and drive. Be safe. Get home safe. But we don't want anybody to starve on the way. Thank you for coming again. And we hope to see you at the next event. Thank you. Oh, there was another ring found in the bathroom. So if it is yours, it's on the table out in the lobby. Please claim it. Thank you.